I'd like to share with you my process for working with a storyboard artist. Now, specifically, I'm working on an animated feature, and so I've been shot listing all the shots that are needed for this entire feature that then get translated by a storyboard artist to bring it to life. But you can certainly adapt this for a live action, if there's sequences you need to storyboard and so forth. So the main goal, first and foremost, that I have in this process is to remove as much ambiguity as possible. Unfortunately, I don't get to work with my artist directly in the same room. That would, of course, be ideal. We're remote, and so, I have to have a system that works towards that. So I'm trying to communicate as much as possible to make it clear and obvious. So number one, when I begin the process, I go scene by scene, right? We've been going chronologically. And so it helps to, build from one scene to the next and have a natural flow. And when I think about the scene, I'm not necessarily thinking about the individual shots yet. I'm thinking about, okay, what is happening dramatically? Whose scene is it ultimately? What changes from beginning to the end of that scene? What are the important emotional beats? Things of that nature. So that way, I know the greater goals of what I'm not trying to then achieve in shot by shot by shot throughout the scene, right? So after that, I gather visual references. For me, I use a platform called ShotDeck. It has access to screenshots of hundreds, if not thousands of movies. And what I'm looking for is similar locations, perhaps framing, compositions, lighting, mood, like anything that I can use for inspiration or direct reference for my team. If I can't find it there, sometimes I'll Google something, Google Images works, but ShotDeck just allows me a little bit more direct specificity. And there's other platforms besides ShotDeck out there. And, I'm not ultimately, it's not like I have an affiliate program or they're not paying me to say any of that. It's just what I use. Once I have all of that, I then create a floor plan. So this is basically a layout of this scene, right? So if it takes place in a room, what does the room look like? Is it just a rectangular room? Is it a square room? Does it have curves or whatever else, right? And then based on the number of the characters, where are they placed, right? And if they're moving around, where are they moving? So I'll draw all that out very crudely on my tablet. I'll draw it out so that way they have it as a frame of reference. Then next for me, I'll go through the script and imagine shot by shot by shot. Now, the thing here is I look at it from an editing standpoint of, okay, how would the final product look? And there's sometimes, even if it's a half a page, maybe more, if the scene makes sense to play out in a single shot, I do that. I don't just do cuts for the sake of cuts. Everything has to be story driven. But I go through it and I'll describe each shot to the extent that I can. I provide references whenever possible from, what I managed to pull. So if there's a particular framing, I'll say, hey, make it similar to this, but put character here, put other character there, things of that nature. And I'll designate which part of the script it covers. It covers from this action to this action, or this line of dialogue to this line of dialogue, all that stuff. And as far as the floor plan, I'll make mention of for this shot covers, blocking from area 1 to, 2, or whatever it is. I put all of that in written text, and we have a spreadsheet that literally tracks every shot. And so it's all in there. At this point, we have a lot of shots. We're up to almost 900 shots so far. We still have, about 30 pages to go of the script to storyboard. But anyway, I digress. Once I have all this, That in itself could, in theory, work because they've got the reference shots, they've got the floor plan, they've got the description. But what I do then is I'll record a screen recording of my computer and I'll speak over it, and I'm explaining shot by shot. So, I'm connecting the dots between the reference images, the floor plan, and the description to, make it even less ambiguous. So that way, they can refer to just the description in that spreadsheet, but if they need further details, they can always go to my video. And then, of course, if there's questions, they can ask me about it as well. And I try to give them enough room to interpret and things of that nature. After that, each and every week, they'll draw out various panels. I'll review it. And then we meet as a team and we'll go through of like, okay, what's working? What do we want to adjust a little bit? Things of that nature. And the nice part is, by doing it each and every week, at first we had various adjustments that needed to be made. But once we've figured out our way of working together, we've figured out our own shorthand, and we've begun to develop a visual language for the movie. And so, that makes it easier to ultimately, speed up, right? And that's what you would hope by doing that. So, yeah, that's my overall process. I'm going to do another episode, call it a follow-up episode, but basically I'm going to answer kind of more specific questions that you might be thinking about. So I'll include a link to that. But yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know what your thoughts on are. Does this help you? Do you have a different process? I'd love to learn from you as well, and maybe there's a better way for me to do stuff. I love learning from you just as much as hopefully you love learning from me.
If you found something useful, consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing with friends, and you can explore my films, books, and writing at Svitek.com. And if you want deeper access, direct interaction, and ways to support my creative work, I have a Patreon page. Everything's linked in the description. However you engage, thanks for being a part of it.